back again to my channel. It's good to have you guys once again, and I'm so happy to be here sharing my life experiences like I promised that I will be doing. Today I will be talking about how I got my driver's license here in Canada, Manitoba. Yeah, in Manitoba we have the intermediate class, we have the full license, and we have some other types of licenses, but I'll be talking about the one that actually pertains to me, my life experience. Yeah, so when we were migrating from Nigeria to Canada, I did not have a driver's license from Nigeria, but my husband has a driver's license. And me not having a driver's license is actually my fault, because I did not really take it lightly. It's not that I don't really know how to drive, but I did not take it serious, like, because my husband was the one taking me to work, taking me to the market, taking me to make my hair, taking me to do anything you might think of going to do as a woman. So I was actually spoiled. I was spoiled. I was the spoiled brat there in that area, so I couldn't really take it serious. So I ended up not getting the license. Even towards the end of migrating, that I ought to even try, I couldn't. So I came to Canada with pregnancy, with twins. I'm expecting twins. Like I was like 6 months pregnant when we came to Canada then. So my journey, where I don't have any license. My husband was with license, like I said. So I had to wait for 9 months before I could do the road tests, because I don't have a license. So within the 9 months, I had to do the knowledge test. The knowledge test is like the theory parts of the driving test that you will do later. While the driving test, the road test, is the practical. So I did the knowledge test the first time, and unfortunately I failed. And the reason is that my husband actually told me not to do it at that time, because he saw that I wasn't in good state. I was heavily pregnant with twins. My legs are swollen. I was not really in good frame of mind. I couldn't even read for the test, because there is a particular handbook you have to read for you to do the test. And in the test, you have to score a minimum of 15 out of 20 questions, which I failed woefully. But my husband passed. He did the knowledge, and he was able to do the road test sooner because he has a license. So I had to just wait. Then after I gave birth to my twins, I waited for like few months. I can't remember the exact month. Like few months after the twins, I gave birth to the twins, I decided to do the knowledge test again. But this time around I passed, because I've offloaded now. So I'm a baby again. So I blasted it once again. I blasted it this time around, I mean. So, but I couldn't do the road test, because for the 9 months wait, it was, by this time now it's more than 9 months. The twins are now going to 2 years old. They have to go to daycare. They have a sister now. They have a younger sister. At that particular time, my husband was the one taking them to daycare and everything. So the pressure was so much on me. I had to learn how to drive this time and get my license. So I started with an instructor. I need to get an instructor to teach me how to go through the process, like the laws, how to drive, the traffic rules and everything. Driving here is different from back home, so I have to learn. So, and this lessons is like per hour is $45, and I have to take 3 lessons per week. So that's what I started doing over and over before I booked my road test. So when my kids started the daycare, I booked the road test. That was the first road test which I did. I went with my instructor. We were checked in, and the examiner was introduced to take me around. So we went out. The first stage is the parallel parking. So I did the parallel parking. I did good, and we went to the road. I was doing fine, not until when I got to this particular place. I did not even know that is Boulevard or anything they call it, but later it was when I know it's a Boulevard crossing. So there's a way they do the Boulevard crossing. There's a particular way you position yourself before you cross the road to the other lane. So I wasn't staying in the right uh, lane, like the right position, and the examiner had to help me to change the wheel. And the moment an examiner helps you to change the wheel, that's an automatic fail. So I knew already that I'd failed for that day. So we went back. He took me to school zone and everywhere, but we went back to the auto park, and he told me you have to try again. I felt so bad because the zeal was there before now that I will pass because I've done the lessons and everything, that I'm confident in myself. I was confident in myself, but at the end of the day I failed. So I felt so bad, down, but with encouragement from myself, from my husband, I was able to encourage myself. So I booked another test. You have to book again because there are a lot of the dates are so scarce, so you need to book ahead of time to get a date. Then you keep checking, maybe you can get a more comfortable date for you. You can actually do that online yourself. So I did that. I got another date for the second road test. That second road test was the worst. As in, it was as if I don't even know how to drive at all. I did not even leave the compound before I failed. As usual, my instructor brought me. We were checked in. Examiner took me around. So when we were doing the parallel park, I finished the parallel parking. Now your sister, instead of me to just, as in, leave the place where we did the parallel parking, there are poles. I don't know what came over me. Instead of me to reverse a bit before I move out, I don't know what came over me. I was like, it's not good to do. I don't know how you did. It's not good to not to take things lightly. So instead of me to reverse, I just went like that. That was how I hit one of the poles. And it was a lady examiner. She just said, just turn like that. Just the moment she said just turn, like, I'm going back to the park. So that was it for the end of that was the end of it that day. So he just said, just go like that, round, go and park. I was like, God, what's all this again? As if I don't know how to drive. I called my husband. That was the first time. Usually they'll just call my husband. Come on, I failed again. I don't know what's happening to me. He just said, be calm, just hold on. Everything will be fine. It was well. So I left again. I went online. I started to do my research again to book another date, which I did. I did the third test again. Sorry, I failed. I'm sorry, I failed. I don't know, I failed. Then came to the fourth one. On the fourth one, as usual, examiner, blah 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 and all that. I shall failed, I failed the fourth one again. I'm sorry. But when the moment you fail 4 times, you have to go through lessons, like 4 hours lessons with your instructor, which your instructor will now give you a letter to the auto park where you have to book another day. You can't book online yourself again. It will even tell you when you are trying to book that you are not eligible to. I was like, God. So I immediately enrolled with my instructor again for the 4 hours. Then after the 4 hours lessons, gave me the letter. I took it to the auto park. When I took it to the auto park, they gave me a date. The date was very far, so I had to go again so that they can give me a nearer date. If maybe there is someone that dropped dates for another to reschedule. So I got another date that is much closer, like 2 days after the date when I went to book. That was how I went for but this time around, it was my husband that took me, not my instructor. So my instructor even sent me a message that I won't be available. I was thinking maybe he was tired of me. That this solo don't get that doesn't. So he didn't follow me, but my husband now is always there for me, now. So He took me for the road test. He took permission at his workplace. So he even prayed that morning that God, just because I left my job, I just allowed this woman to get this thing once and for all. I was praying to that God, just allow me to just finish this thing once and for all. So that morning we took the kids to the daycare. My husband started training me, took me around. And you know when your husband is teaching you, it's a different ball game. Or your instructor can be pampering you. My husband was taking it serious. That it got to a point that I was so frustrated that I was crying. I was like, it's not up to that. Stop crying now. The best for the best. So at the end of the day, we went to the auto park again when it was time for the test, for the road test. So when we got there, we went with our smaller car. So when we got there, they used to check the car for if the car is okay for the exam. So they checked the car, and when they said we should press the tail light, they said one of the tail light is not working. At this particular time, tail light is not working. We're already late. That was how they said, well, we can just rectify it and maybe we'll be able to do the test today. And if we are late, that's all. We won't be able to do the test. I won't be able to do the test. That was how my husband took me back. He did James Bond. We went back and brought a bigger car. That was our second car. We don't have any. Who do we want to go and meet at that particular time? 15 minutes time. So I just had to use the bigger car, the Dodge Caravan. Me that I hit a pole. The last when I did the road test. Now coming with a Dodge Caravan. So that was how they checked us in the game. Brought examiner as usual. We went for parallel parking. And the funniest thing, everybody will be around. When it's an open space, you know, people will be around. Those that are waiting for their results, those that came with their clients and everybody. My husband was outside. He was looking at me. He said he was praying that I should not just hit the pole with this car when I was doing the parallel parking. And to God be the glory. I did the parallel parking. It was fine. It was okay. I went out for the major road test, lane change, everything. And the funniest thing, all the road where I've been doing the practice, this examiner did not take me to that place. So he took me to a different road entirely where I had to do the road test. And before you know it, we came back and the time was not that long. Like my husband said the time was too short. I was thinking maybe I failed again. Well, when I got back to the auto park, I just said the examiner said, congratulations, you did pass. I said, hey, what did you say? He said, you did pass. I said, wow, thank goodness. I felt so happy. As in tears of joy started rolling. I ran outside. I went to hold my husband. I passed. I was so happy. As in I told him, I said, this is one of the happiest day of my life. You know, I was so happy when I gave birth to my twins too. That's a story for another day. I said, this is the happiest day of my life. I was so happy. So now I got my license that particular day. And the funniest thing, my husband, the following day, he passed the pattern of taking the kids to the daycare to me. Not even wait. As in, it was like his dream come true. And that was how I started taking the kids. And I was so happy. It ended so well like that for me, despite the fact that I had to do it 5 times. It was the 5th time I passed. So I want you to know that no matter how hard you try, it may not be this getting license alone. It might be other areas of your life. No matter what it might be, don't give up. Don't even try to give up. I know it's not easy. You may be down at times, but just encourage yourself. Be strong. The moment you know that this is what I want, don't be down. You have the right to be down, but don't stay in that your down moment. Try and lift up yourself. Encourage yourself. Move on. Try again. Keep trying. Keep trying. When you try again, then you are a master, and before you know it, you get what you want. So I want to implore us, for those of us that don't have license from Nigeria like me, and you are still back home in Nigeria, try as much as possible not to take it lightly. Don't be a spoiled brat like me. Try and learn how to do it. If you have the opportunity, you have the resources to drive, you can drive, get your license, come here, so that it will be much easier. For those of us that waited for 9 months, it's not that it's stress, but you can save a lot of stress when you don't wait for that 9 months. At least the 9 months is for us to know a lot of things going on around and all that. So for those of us too that have license, don't be relaxed. It's not an opportunity to relax because you still need lessons. The way we drive back home is different too, entirely, totally different. Here is a different ball game. So you have to take lessons, open your mind, be open to new ways of driving. That's when you can pass. Because I have a lot of people too that knows how to drive back home, and they are here, they don't have their license yet. It's not been easy, and they feel it's not like I don't know how to drive now, but something is missing. It's because you are not doing it their way. So you have to do it their way to be able to get what you want. So I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this video, and I'm happy I'm sharing. And I need you to stay glued to my channel. So next time I'll be talking more about my life too, my life experiences, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Just stay glued. You enjoy yourself. Then this December we'll be giving our subscribers, the new subscribers, the old subscribers, we'll be dishing out some beautiful Christmas gift cards, and I'll be gisting you about that later. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all. Have a wonderful time. Bye.